Hey and welcome. This is Vexkin and this is my first ever Kingdom Hearts video I made. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is almost upon us. I'm really looking forward to it. And after that, of course, the PS2 collection 1.5 and 2.5. So, I wanted to show how much I care for the series with a couple of Kingdom Hearts videos, starting with this one. In this video, I will be showing my top 10 new worlds that I want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. What I mean by that is no returning worlds like Aladdin, even though I do think he's going to be in it with his last movie, the King of Thieves. I'm sorry. Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't think he will return though. And this piece of shit. Nah, I'm joking. I love The Little Mermaid. I can't wait to play this game on PS4. Yeah, anyway. Also, no worlds will be showing here that are already being confirmed. Basically, Tangled and Big Hero 6. I'm happy with both of those movies. I really am, especially Big Hero 6. But before I start the list, I'm going to show a few runners up. First of all is Wreck-It Ralph. The reason I put it in runners up is because even though I do hope this world comes out in Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't think it will happen. Basically for the reason Square Enix either has to get all the license for the games they want to put in Wreck-It Ralph, or they have to completely focus the main game and Candy Rush, and I don't think that is actually possible. But maybe I'm wrong, who knows. Like I said, I do hope he's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Next is The Incredibles. It's a good movie, a superhero movie that really is adored. This is just a runners up because he didn't make the top 10 just because I like other 10s more. So simple as that. And the last runners up is Frozen. Oh boy, either I'm going to get so much hate from this or I get likes. Either way, the reason I put Frozen here is because even though I like the movie for what it is, I don't really care for it to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. But I do feel like there is a high probability that he is going to be in it, just for the reason I say this as of course the large fandom Frozen gets, plus to lure the possible newcomers to the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Alright, with that out of the way, let's start with the actual top 10. At number 10, we got The Sword in the Stone. I know. Berlin is already in the Kingdom Hearts series as he helps the community service and the keeper of the book of Winnie the Pooh, but I can't help but feel the movie has to be in it. It is a very classic, beautiful movie, and even though story-wise you don't really have a lot to go on with it, it still could be a service as backstory on Merlin itself, and also he can teleport to wherever he wants. So who is not to say he could teleport to the whereabouts of young Arthur together with Sora to teach him about strength isn't everything and to use his head, which to be honest, Sora really needs to be used his head sometimes more than he does now. At number 9, Robin Hood. Another classic there of Disney movie. I can see Sora help Robin to pester the king to help the poor people in the woods, of course. Also, the woods would be, in my opinion, a very beautiful place to walk in. But still, the reason though it is ranked so low is because, well, there isn't an actual real villain in the movie. Maybe the organization can culprit the king even more in his greed, but I don't know. If if it's in it, we will see. At number 8, Toy Story. We all know about the endgame codes of Kingdom Hearts 2 had Woody and Buzz as summons in them. but they never use them. So it would be weird, in my opinion, if they didn't made it to the third installment. To be honest, to this day, I still didn't see the third one of Toy Story. So story-wise, I would have preferred it. It would be Toy Story 2, and not the first one. Same as with Robin Hood, because the first one lacked a real villain. I know you can argue that it could be a bad guy, but he's just a misguided kid, and I don't know if you really can put it as a villain. I think Stinky Pete could be more of a villain in that regard. Also, there's a lot of rooms of big suburban landscapes they could do, so they can make you smaller. They did that with Aqua and Bird by Sleep too, so they could do the same with Sora. At number 7, The Jungle Book. Uh, Same with Toy Story, we have multiple proof that they were programmed into Kingdom Hearts at least one time in the development. It's a classic story also, and for me should definitely be a part of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Imagine the beautiful scenery of the rainforest that they could create for story. I don't know what they could, but they really could do a couple of boss fights, including King Louis, of course, the Snake Ka, and of course Shere Khan. They could do plenty of that, so that's why it's number 7. At number 6, we have Pocahontas. I'm going to be honest and say I'm a little blown away that nobody or nobody I know mentions this movie as a world that they want to see. I mean, it's not only a good movie in my opinion, but they can make the governor a great villain. He wants to take everything and he wants to do everything and whatever it takes to get it. He is the reason for almost two deaths in the movie because his cunning ways at first, you see him as not wanting to make his hands dirty. He always stays in the tent and doesn't help with the work and such. But at the end, he does want to kill for whatever he wants to achieve, and that makes him dangerous and a good villain in the more darker tune of Kingdom Hearts 3. Also, this movie didn't have a fully happy ending either, with Pocahontas and John leaving each other's sides and such. So this really can be a really darker episode in Kingdom Hearts 3, if you ask me. Okay, number 5, The Black Cauldron. I bet you didn't expect this to be on this list, let alone so high. Well, I don't only like this movie, but I appreciate it for its boldness and can see a few resemblance with Kingdom Hearts. First of all, this movie is dark as fuck. Really, the main villain wins temporarily, like Xehanort also wins temporarily. The villain being a pure skeleton who raises the dead army. Like, what the hell, dude? And only way to stop this was to make the protagonist, the little boy, sacrifice himself by jumping in the black cauldron. Do you see the resemblance a bit? I do. I certainly do. A boy sacrificing himself for the protection of the world. Of course, at the end it's all well and good, but it's a very dark and underrated movie in my opinion, and that's why it's so high in my top. I do hope, even though it's underrated, he will get the chance to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. And at number 4, we have The Princess and the Frog. Well, confession time. I didn't saw the movie until very recently, and I mean 2 weeks ago recently. I regretted that I didn't watch it sooner. It is a funny and goofy movie, but also with very dark themes at times. The Shadow Puppeteer is a very good villain and a dangerous to boot. He would be perfect in my opinion as a late game boss. And for those who saw the movie, you know he does kill someone in the movie, so he's really dark. Um, of course, there's one thing that I really not hated, but was sad about the movie, as the boss, the masks of the Shadow Puppeteer, could be an optional boss. Because, like I said, I'm pretty bummed out that they didn't do anything with them. Also, the swamp and cemetery would be nice places to put some scary heartlesses. Okay, number 3, Brave. Man, I adore this movie. I really do. Sure, Merida is someone you can put together with Robin Hood kind of guy, but then in my opinion I thought Brave had something more. I really liked the movie turned out to be. The Three Borders, aka the Bears, is a nice comic relief, but there is also a very cartoon in the movie. And the form of Mordu. I mean, really, he was so vicious, he almost killed Merida a couple of times. It would be an interesting boss battle to say the least, and same with Robin Hood, I would love to see some beautiful forest sceneries and forest heartlesses. And that's why Brave is at number 2. 3, I'm sorry. Number 2, Atlantis. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. Like, can you see, can you imagine uh, how the scenery in Atlantis can be? It, I, as you can see at my top, there are also a few underrated movies to say the least, but this movie and the number 1, which we will discuss in a second, this deserves so much more. Hard classes and bosses. Also, sorry, a little note. I keep saying heartlesses, but it goes for unversed and nobodies too, of course. Sorry about that. But not only that, the group chemistry is so nice and funny in Atlantis, and of course at the end of all, Commander Lyle Rourke. To me, he is a fucking asshole, but he deserves an awesome boss battle and Kingdom Hearts. At the end of the movie, he fuses himself with the power of Atlantis, which makes him so much more dangerous, and I can't wait to see what happens if, please, please, Square Enix, make it happen. And the number 1 for me is Treasure Planet. So, like I said, at my number 2 on this list, also an underrated movie. You can do so much phenomenal things with it. The different environments and the planet, the space center, the space itself, and for story, well, there are definitely a few bosses you can do, like the weird spider on the ship, and of course John Silver. In my mind, what you can do with him is he can be swayed by the organization. Uh, He's the reason why Treasure Planet is also the number 1 for me on this list. He can be controlled, like I said, by the organization, and maybe he can be the first ever villain of Disney to get a redemption arc to prove himself as a not villain. Because in the movie, he changes his mind and he redeems himself, which is for me pretty unique. And of course, other situations like the supernova scene and such. And the last, this movie has so much beautiful stuff in it. I really hope it gets a spot in Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, that wraps up my list. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and comment down below and subscribe for more. I'm Vexkin and I'm out.